if there's one population that I think we really need to throw into the cockpit, it's gamers. I think absolutely. And it's a very specific subset of gamers, and it's gamers who feel the need to go on YouTube and be like, no, Tifa's tits are smaller. Video games are died. The art medium is being censored.
Yeah.
Jesus
Understandably, I haven't played any video games recently.
No, neither have I.
And I would very much like to play a vidya because I'm kind of, fried here. There's one that I saw on...
That was a call for help right there.
It was, yeah. Please save me. Send a helicopter. No, there's one that looks really cute and stupid called Peak, where it's like this cooperative climbing game where you got to climb to the top of this mountain, and there are several different biomes to get through. And you can, push your friends and feed them poison mushrooms and stuff like that. It looks very charming. So
that's you running the Deprogram podcast.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I have something you can climb atop, and I have something you can push yourself on, and it may be also...
You can't keep getting away with this.
Sorry.
This is going to be our arc in 10 years. When they start censoring podcasts, we're going to be like anti-SJW arc, but podcasts instead of video games. No podcast! No, I cannot see big Hakim titties anymore.
No!
Hakim cannot talk about touching the balls.
Look,
Hakim cancelled, lost license because talks about privacy shit on stream.
Oh my god.
One of them hippo violations.
Oh, now everything's the United States. Whoa! I dare anybody to identify a single person that I speak. Oh, okay, by the way, for all intents and purposes, these are made-up figures and all made-up stories. None of them have ever been true and a figment of my imagination. That being said, though, speaking of censorship, what do you think the banger of the summer, which was a bigger banger of the summer? Was it kill the boa, the farmer, brr, pa? Was it that? Or is it death to the IDF?
It's death.
Which is a better chant?
Death to the IDF, because you don't even need to remix it. I would just add a bass and you just keep running death to the IDF throughout the entire 3 minutes of the song, and it's already a song.
Yeah.
So it's got bass in it de facto.
Is there a way we can add?
I was going to say that's the bit that really sells the other one for me. It's it takes guts to make a machine gun sound in your song.
True.
Oh my god!
So I respect that one.
So watch for the next Deprogram soundtrack.
Yeah,
to include all the above elements,
all the hits.
Can't wait to not be on a single platform.
What is that?
Let's go.
What is that in your hand? It lights up, mashallah. Okay, what is this?
It's a vape. Surely.
It's a vape of some kind?
Little non-nicotine vapey vape.
Okay.
So it's basically just
vapor?
Just vapor.
With
that
flavor.
I'm putting in myself to lie to myself. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
Because I played a video game on stream before I did this, and I'm an old man at this point, so I need to take breaks, especially when it's something as intensive as first-person shooter or something. The kids immediately realize you're unking it out. So you got to find a fidget, any sort of fidget that you pretend to be using in order to take a break. So I'm not taking a break. I'm just, grabbing some water. I am
you're hitting
fuming
the piece,
on my fumes, hitting the piece, etc., etc. It's coping with the greatest problem of our era, which I believe both of you will agree is ageism. Old people have it really hard. What will we ever do without the old people?
Excuse you. What are you putting? Who's we?
My friend,
funnily enough,
it doesn't matter what age you are. You can be 15. When you are married, you are old.
That is very true. Funnily enough, I'm the youngest of the boys. I'm the one with the most white hairs, if you can believe it. But they're all in my beard. There's not.
Yeah, but you actually have hair. You actually have hair.
Okay.
Yeah,
come on, no.
No.
You guys are both beautiful, have beautiful heads of hair. But you know what's even more beautiful than your heads of hair? That's Hugo's lovely shirt. Oh, show it off to the audience. What is that absolutely gorgeous shirt? Oh my gosh.
Be careful, it's terrorism affiliated, okay?
Oh, that makes me even harder.
It funds crazy shows like First Thought.
Oh my gosh.
Where they like spew pro-Chinese, but more importantly, anti-American propaganda. It's a funnel, you know. One day you're buying a cool little piece of merch. The other day you get a perfectly well-researched and edited video telling you about why you should recruitment station over in the United States. Censor this, please.
Where you should go and
oh my God. Beep. Beep.
Deprogramshop.com, link down below.
It all
Every
starts
single
with
shirt you buy.
It all starts with Mao looking at him phone.
Yeah, exactly right. Yalla, fun to today.
SWAT team entering your house. Where is it, goddammit? What the fuck? Where is it? He's looking at the phone. What? On the shirt, he's looking at the phone.
They can't stand the drip, boys.
You were the last $50 to tip the scale, and they managed to buy a nuclear warhead.
Destroy Western hegemony.
It's from Israel. It's from Israel.
Oh, good. Down, boys, down.
Well, y'all, welcome back to the Deprogram. Guess what time it is?
Your mic, the way you grab your mic gets me feeling a special kind of way. Oh, yes.
Twist. You want me to twist it? Anyway,
Yes, please.
howdy, y'all.
So close.
Stop it. You people. I swear, I'm gonna find 2 new co-hosts.
Okay, sorry, go on.
Anyway, hi, everybody. Hope you're having a nice day. It's listener mailbag time. This is number 3? 2? No. It's certainly 3 or 4. Because Hugo missed one. He's been on another one. Yeah.
Chat will
3 or
let
4.
us know, to quote Hugo.
We'd never, ever get to all of your questions because you people are so prolific. And I have scrolled through all of these. Some of them are truly unhinged. Some of them are just racism. Some of them are just our conspiracy theories.
I love it, yes.
So
and
without
some of
further
them are good people.
Yeah, I assume are good people. Yeah, we're gonna try to get to as many of these as we can. This is like 4 episodes worth of stuff. So I will
Start
begin.
with Hitler 88. Like, he's one of my favorite chatters.
Yeah.
Hitler 88. 1488 88. He, like, there's 10 88s in
Real
there.
nice
He
guy.
wants us to know. Yeah. Some
First
controversial opinions, but...
You'd never guess it from reading his username. First question, Schlimbo, can I be first? Yes, there you go. Tofu says, I need more Hakeem stories about balls. Hakeem, you got any fresh ones?
Fresh ball stories.
Some nice and blue ones.
Hold on, I want to know if there's anything that's not depressing.
No depressing ball stories.
I wrote. This is not a ball story. This is a prostate story. But I told you guys. I wrote
Close
to
enough.
we have a private group. I wrote to these boys and I told them, hey, these hands are magic, boys.
Oh,
I
yeah.
fingered a man and I was like, this feels. It's not that it felt like cancer. It's that his prostate was too hard for his age. That's what it was, right? Or the consistency was just off. And he had a bunch of other like tertiary issues. And I'm like, this doesn't really sit well with me. So I referred him to the appropriate clinic that's supposed to check it out if it is cancer or not. And they're like, oh yes, it is indeed outside the age range. The hardness of the prostate is outside the age range of for this particular patient. So they're gonna take him seriously, and they're gonna, But basically, what I did was I fingered a man, and I was like, and then I sent a piece of paper, and the hyper specialists in the field were like, oh wow, yes, indeed, I concur with your findings.
They call him Dr. Fingers, folks. They call him Dr. Fingers.
And then I wrote to them. I was like, when are you boys gonna let me? Right, I know. These fingers save hands. I just need a chance.
Yeah, please, boys. Okay. Yeah, one of these days, you'll get your shot. Virgil, not a question. He just says, just want to show you guys this. It's a picture of Barack Obama, Angela Merkel, Adolf Hitler, and Stanley and Dunham Sotoro from her January 1972 passport application photo. The text says, Barack Obama's mother is the product of an affair between Adolf Hitler and the housekeeper in Argentina. That means that Barack Obama is Adolf Hitler's grandson. Angela Merkel, Chancellor of Germany, is Adolf Hitler's daughter and Barack Obama's aunt. There we go. We've solved it. Thank you, Virgil, for that information.
Holy shit, for a guy with only one testicle, that motherfucker could breathe, bro.
Yeah. Wednesday is Abdullah's birthday.
They come out like moss.
Happy birthday, Abdullah. Is JT pregnant again? Why are you talking like terrorist?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Is JT prangent? No, I'm not.
He's pomegranate. Not the father.
Pregante.
Very much.
When will Hakeem be let out of the basement instead of acting as our general practitioner? He's not ever coming out of the basement. People, to this day, every
Why
single...
only Hakeem, you fucking cunt?
Yeah, you moved down there too.
Shit. Do I exist? You know?
No, apparently not. The people only comment free Hakeem in my comment section.
They think my life is good down there. Jesus Christ.
On first thought as well, all the time.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's like, I've got 2 of these people locked in my basement.
Yeah.
Come on, don't sell me short here. Here's an actual question from Meme Lord Chungus, who always gets a good question in our episodes here. Fellas, if you could do an episode with any subject matter and any guest at all, what would it be? Xi Jinping pod?
I could pick anybody.
Anybody.
It would be okay. Like I think
Talk
it
to
would
a
just
girl.
be-
Hawk to a girl.
Fuck no. I mean,
Combo.
I love
Xi
her.
Jinping, Hawk Tua. Yeah.
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 Oh my God.
Both
I've seen
at
an
the
edit.
same time.
I've seen
Same
an edit
time.
where she's sitting across from. I think it was either Xi Jinping or it was Kim Jong Un. One or the other. I don't remember which was the edit. I think I may have also seen both. But what a beautiful thought for them giving their opinions. I'm thinking actually, yeah, Xi Jinping. The Xi Jinping pod episode would be great.
I think that would be good. And I think he would do a really good job, honestly. It would be a little bit dry, but he would do a good job of it and explaining the latest 5-year plan.
I would strap ISO Speed to a chair. No, I would strap him on top of a car with a big like megaphone type of a headphone, while the 3 of us drive at high speeds, and Hakeem has access to the microphone, screaming Marxist-Leninist propaganda into his ears as ISO Speed, in his very eloquent and beautiful way, just goes, "What? What? What?" And that's just an hour and a half. That's the whole episode, okay?
Honestly,
there's 2 types of leftists. One is like, I am serious. I would interview Mr. Xi Jinping, comrade.
Yeah.
I would strap ISO Speed on a car.
And you know which one would do better? Yours. Yours would do better.
Yeah. Actually, here's a question. It's not in the list, but it's something for you boys that I'd be interested in. Let's say we could do like a Deprogram special, right? Where we're physically together and we do a thing. We do an event. Doesn't have to be politically related. I thought about this the other day. I was like, how fun would it be to go and do car drifting together?
Yes.
How fucking and
I'll
we
take
do
you,
like an
boys.
hour and a half, like a mini documentary thing.
That
where
would
we
be
talk
so
about
fun.
the cars and shit. I don't know anything about cars, but I bet you boys would have a fucking blast. I would have by proxy. I would get happy.
We're here in Japan. We've got 13 cars. We're gonna wreck them all. I'll tell you what. We ain't never getting down this mountain. Yeah. I think that would be a lot of fun. Big Red Road Trip. That should be our travel show.
Of course,
especially with car reviews. Hakeem is like, I know nothing about this. Tell me about this. So he's like the perfect, he represents the audience. Then JT
also,
eloquently explains it and then drives it. And he's like, okay, experience 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. And then I walk in and I'm like, now we rate experience on alcohol. I drive drunk now.
Listen, how much
It is 10.
this?
Always it's 10 out of 10.
Always 10 out of 10.
It's like, whoa.
Has seatbelt minus point.
Minus point.
We are in caca country. By law required
By
to
law.
put seatbelt.
What is this German dog fucker?
Pay for it. Everybody sign up for the Patreon, and we will we'll make Big Red Road Trip and make all of your automotive dreams come true. Burb asks, JT, can I have a hug? Absolutely. Here's your
JT gives nice hugs.
I do give nice hugs. What
It's
can I
nice
say?
to feel his bulge.
He
as well.
does.
Ooh, a lot of people say, "Oh yes, I'd like this too." Hugs to all of you, and gentle little pets on your little piggy ears. Okay, here's an actual question. Hey, what do you know? Benny says, why were/are socialist countries so bad at selecting competent leadership? USSR after Stalin, Yugoslavia after Tito, almost every leader in Eastern Europe during the Cold War. With 7 fire emojis.
Oh, define bad. Like if you were to compare any of these to any American president, and they're like leagues above. Like Khrushchev was a piece of shit, but he was not incompetent per se. And it's not even his policy. There's there are larger social forces at play there that resulted in the policies that were adapted at the time. Some of them were mistaken, some of them were not, but they had the appropriate research done behind them, and that's what they took their decisions. Some of them were also a little bit silly, just because of the peculiarities of the cultural and social and historical situation. But they're far, like, compare any European politician nowadays to any of the former Eastern European like leadership. It's night and day, right? You cannot compare any of them. But TLDR, it's class forces. The reason that they made quote-unquote incorrect or bad decisions wasn't because they were bad decisions. They were decisions made to serve a particular sector or a certain class interest that would subsequently develop within these countries. In Poland, there was a private capitalist interest that existed in the agricultural sector, for example. And these were the ones that were served to by the Solidarity movement subsequently. And then they would take decisions that benefit this sector of people or this class of the population to the detriment of the working class, for example. So these were good positions or decisions taken to benefit them, but they looked bad to us working class people because they were not meant for us. Right? It's the same way that, for example, Trump and Biden and all the other people make decisions that are quote-unquote bad for the United States or bad for Americans, for example. They're not bad for Americans. They're very good for the wealthiest Americans that they're meant to serve, right? And the ruling class and those that own capital and property. But they're not meant to serve you. That's why they fucking suck. Just the same with Khrushchev and Brezhnev and these people. There's certain levels of like a industrial bureaucratic ossification that happened that resulted in certain decisions kept or made to maintain status quo more than to develop the socialist project, for example.
It didn't develop a separate like class identity or whatever, but it did develop a niche subcategory of interest that might stray them away from what is
Relations
best
of
for the
production
Soviet Union. Yeah, of course, but might not stray them away from the goal, the larger working class goal of the Soviet Union, but also introduced some very, very specific niche interest categories that existed in the bureaucratic subclass or whatever the fuck you want to call it. There's the decent like argumentation to be made about quote unquote, but this is very difficult. This is borderline. I don't know. I'm skeptic of like creating a quote unquote, not in a cringe liberal way, but like a system of checks and balances where there's going to be a supra entity inside of a socialist project that is not in any way tied to the leadership, but really, really manages and makes sure that the continuation of developing a working class project continues from leader to leader to leader. Some tinfoil people might call this whatever, like fucking what would they like to call like a state behind the state? Fucking
deep state.
Deep
state shit. Deep state but woke. Deep state but woke. Like ironically, could be a very interesting
recall,
thing.
direct referendums on major economic decisions, that transparency of information on policy and stuff like that. These things are possible to do. Workmen's wages. That means like skilled labor wages for these people. You don't get any sort of special benefits and whatnot. All this would help these, as long as they're codified in the Constitution and there's some way of everyday people enforcing this, like some auditing. I was thinking about this the other day, just for the memes, but like a sort of the way that you would audit, for example, like private businesses, there should be a system within socialist governments of basically a rotating office of random citizens, like 50, 100, 150.
There you go. Yeah.
Right? And they have a full selection of access to, like where you, as any sort of political leader at any level, what you own, where you live, your expenses in and out, like all of this should be tracked. You as a political leader, every single aspect and facet of your financial and social life should be kind of open, aside from like the most intimate details. They don't need to know that you're sleeping with your wife, but they need to know that you went to the store and got a fucking coffee and how much it cost and whatnot and receipts on everything, basically. Fairly restricted way of living, but it being a civil servant should be a sacrifice. It should not be a benefit to you.
100.
And this, and
exactly
this rotating,
what I meant.
And this rotating like office of people that changes every year or two or three. These people get paid basically above what their actual salaries are in their official jobs, or at least at the level of it, so they don't feel like it's a negative to them, and they have assured like continuation in their employment. Like if they were to stay working for that year instead of being in this auditing office, they will nonetheless get the same level of career progression, right? So on. So like there are ways of setting this up, and then this would also be something that would be subject to active recall and complete transparency of information and whatnot. You need to have all these kind of systems.
Absolutely, and it would be a workup of stuff that actually existed in the past. Like you had really, really strong systems of auditing Communist Party members of the administration, but unfortunately it was often limited to, mid-range, mid-upper, etc., etc. When you enter the executive body, nobody fucks with like in any fucking system with that particular category. But if you stratify something inside of the system that can fuck with the executive body if need be, which for example has a rotational pattern, or now with the development of technology like a more quote unquote objective algorithm, like now we're talking out of our ass, but you get my point, that can make sure they don't stray. I think that would be to the benefit of everyone. Like, and if you're afraid of it, like I'm literally going to use the NSA argument. Like, why are you afraid of anybody looking into your computer if you have nothing to hide, baby? Which is disgusting to say for regular everyday citizens.
But if you're a civil servant, that's not the case.
Yeah, like eat my ass. No, fuck your privacy. You don't have that.
Gentlemen, your ideas are good ones. However, I would offer a counter argument. Every political figure is open to recall at any time if you can hit them with a water balloon fired from a very large rubber band.
I love it.
There you go.
That also works.
That's also, you know what? There we go.
That's Bernie these days. All right. Followed up. Those were beautiful, boys. Well said. All of that. Sketty Sauce here has a very important follow up to that question. Do you sit or stand to wipe?
What the hell is sit? What? I used to stand when I was like 8.
Hakeem? You're strangely silent on this issue.
Yes, the silence is deafening.
He perches like a pterodactyl on the toilet bowl.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. You clean yourself while you're on the pot.
I mean, sure, you can stand up, I guess. There's nothing wrong to stand up, I guess. It's just
use a bidet. Use a bidet.
Now
actually,
we're not
someone
even
asked
talking.
that. Someone asked that about me at one point. It said, have you boys, something like you boys enlightened the barbarian JT to use a bidet? And I'm going to tell you one thing, all right? That's one goddamn litter away from Biden, and I ain't letting Biden anywhere near my butthole.
Also, someone has not been listening to the OG episodes, some of the first episodes. That was like a bidet discussion on steroids.
Oh, here
Back
it is.
before we started talking about testicles, we only talked about bidets, if you remember.
That's true.
Guys.
By the way, anybody who doesn't have a bidet, go and look. Your butt will thank you. Everybody in your family will thank you. Anybody who's ever tested a bidet automatically converts. It's
always. As someone that has always had a bidet but has not had a bidet for the last year and a half because the way I bought the place, you just didn't have it in the toilet, so I have to break the whole toilet in order to create one. It is disgusting how many fucking very specific and overpriced wet wipes I have to use, number one. Also environmentally damaging as fuck. And number two, it's nasty, bro. Like, wash your ass. Yeah. Like, holy shit. Like, holy fuck. Even with the wet wipes, I feel like I'm a nasty motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, it's
like I'm barely one step above an animal. I don't know how people get, like, it's genuinely, I get so close to fash, like, talking, like, these I'm reactionary on this. Subhuman filth. Because they don't wash their fuck. But the difference is that you don't need... there's no need for camps or extermination. All you need to do is wash your ass with water. All of a sudden, you ascend into master race.
Hakeem's going to have a big brutalist building. Wash your ass, wash your ass, wash your ass.
See.
Yeah. Are y'all ever going to do an in-person tour with just JT and 2 iPads on stage? No. If I'm going to be drone strike, these boys are going to be with me. In person.
Earlier on, I was like, how exciting would it be and fun would it be to have like an in-person thing where we rent like a, what do we call it? We call it an aula. What do you do? Like auditorium.
Yeah.
An RV?
Right. No. Like
yeah, we could fill a venue.
Yeah, a venue. Thank you. Right. Where you sit in it and you're like, what's it called? You look. You have the microphones and shit, and you chat with some people.
Crack open some cold ones with the boys. Yeah,
exactly right. And I thought, this would be fun. And then afterwards, I'm like,
it would be fun. Come on.
It would be fun, but like.
Hakeem doesn't want to have to do the prostate exams live on stage.
That's the thing, right? Like I'm gonna have to. I don't know what it is about. It's just like, actually, I'm not even gonna comment. You can just bleep me for all of this. I don't want to.
From Marcy, not a question really, but I want to voice my opinion that Laboos are a psyop from the Chinese government to confirm their cultural domination over Americans, since they will literally buy any piece of Chinese plastic if it's trending on TikTok. What's a Labooboo?
Labubu is like a little plush doll that people are clipping to their bags and whatnot, and they're ones that some ladies like, and then ones some like guys like, and it's a fashion thing. And people are collecting them and killing themselves over it.
Oh, nice. Like a keychain thing.
Like, but they're significantly sized. They're like half the size of your daughter.
Like a Furby.
24 karat gold Labubu.
Yes, exactly right.
Have you not seen that lady? She makes the best content on the planet. And I unironically think that she has baited millions and millions to think that she's just a cringeoid consumerist British lady, but she's doing meta commentary on consumerism, but basically 3D printing these fucking things for free, basically painting them in gold, and then making probably thousands of dollars from these millions upon millions of views over on TikTok by saying, "I have the rarest Labubu. This one is made from Dubai chocolate milked from the cows of Ethiopia, combined with 24 karat gold." And everybody's like, this is everything wrong with society right now. But yeah, absolutely. But that's the bit. That's the bit. You're missing the bit. What didn't miss the bit, because like Dubai chocolate didn't miss the bit, consumerism for the sake of consumerism. Oh my God, the fucking massive cups. That's literally a year ago at this point. The massive American cups, the Stanley Cups. That never hit irony, okay? Labubu's hit irony. But that's the dangerous thing as an ex-marketing person. Because you can have something extremely cringe, right? That normies consume and do, and then the edgy people, the people with genuine taste, make fun of them. But if it reaches a certain crux where even the normies start making fun of it, you know what happens? The cool people start adapting it ironically.
Yep.
And that's where the big money comes in. And I feel like Labubu could hit that point where like communists like buy a Labubu and put a hammer and sickle on top of it and like put it on top of their backpack. So props to the business plan, I guess. I didn't know they were Chinese. What the fucking hell?
Everything's Chinese, partner. Everything's Chinese. Do you all... Okay, this is from Elisha. Do y'all have any good resources or anecdotes about organizing in medical fields? Seems like there's a lot of power, but I'm curious about how it's been balanced with taking care of patients. Hakeem, this is you.
That's a good question. I always wondered.
It's difficult, but not impossible. Number one, you have to check your local regulations. In some countries, it's illegal for certain medical personnel to strike, or to like do any sort of like militant action in that way, because they're considered a critical field, right? It's like the railroad workers and whatnot. You can't absolutely, because the economy depends on your social security or what the fuck depends on you. So just check your law. And also try to agitate for that law to be changed. Eventually, you can get it passed if you get enough of the population mobilized. But assuming you're in a country that you can organize, number one, the best thing that you can do is not withhold labor, because you have to help people at the end of the day. You can't just close down your emergency ward.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
But what you can do is you can withhold billing and insurance claim and all that, insurance claims and all that kind of stuff. So instead, you do the medical procedures required, but you scramble, either give false information or scramble information for insurance and whatnot. That's number one. And this is, by the way, this is strike action. This needs to be coordinated across several sectors and whatnot. Because in that case, basically, you can combine medical care or like your job and you helping people with your union action. For example, we're not being paid enough, so we don't want you to get charged for this. We don't want them to benefit from this, but we're not going to not give you. Yeah, exactly right. But it's not that we will not give you medical care. That's one way of doing it. Another one is trying to kind of like increase the knowledge generally in society of how they're fucked on healthcare. these private industry or whatever make this much amount of money off of this, but we get paid fucking nothing. So this private executive somewhere who probably doesn't even live in this nation makes all this money over the thing that you have to pay all this fucking money for yourself. Meanwhile, we got paid nothing, and very little went in the way of maintenance and whatnot of the infrastructure acquired. Wouldn't it make more sense for this to be nationally owned? Wouldn't it make more sense for there to be state caps on these prices? Wouldn't it make more sense? And then you can kind of get enough of the population mobilized for eventual voter change to happen. But all this begins, number one, with education. So you need to be educated, and number two, you need to be organized within your community. And this could be started just through break room discussions and whatnot. But eventually you need to kind of organize outside of that circle, right? And a lot of countries, there are unions that already exist. Some unions are already militant, so you just engage in those. Unions that are not militant, you have to organize side action outside of it to just kind of get the change. And that will sometimes force the union to at least make some symbolic changes. But it is very difficult. It's a more difficult field than others, particularly industrial or manufacturing side. Even more than service side, sadly.
Because
we're so critical.
Would you call unions that call for just not treating patients as a means of protest reactionary?
No, I don't think so. I understand why they would do it. I personally don't think it's the correct strategic choice. It doesn't mean that it's not.
They record a video of them holding a scalpel to a patient's neck. We will kill one patient every day. Our demands are not met.
Exactly right. Yes, absolutely. No, I think it should be. We will kill one executive every day. So yeah, and that's just generally the reason, and it's because the reasons across every single medical shortage or sector is two things. Number one, there's not enough staff. Number two, the staff is greatly overworked, so it's mostly scheduling. And then third, and it's usually distant third, the pay sucks across most public healthcare. The pay even private healthcare pay fucking sucks relative to how many hours you work.
Right.
And all this can be fundamentally changed through rerouting, instead of these record fucking profits that these private healthcare providers get. Or certain public healthcare sectors that have these mixed private-public relationships. This exists in Europe a lot of the time, where a lot of money is lost between private, middleman businesses, where they'll charge fucking $5,000 for a scalpel. They'll do the what's it called, a Pentagon level accounting shit. Where it's oh yes, this chair is $6,000. This plastic chair that you get for $12 is $6,000. Yes, please, we'll bill. Right. It was like that in one of the hospitals I worked. It was a big, tell me, say it with me, controversy that happened, where they had some middleman company that took care of the acquisition of milk and tea and stuff for the break rooms. And
those goddamn break rooms in the medical sector. I feel it's the one thing you guys have. I'm sorry.
It's the only thing. It's the only thing that exists. A little bit of coffee, some tea, and stale milk. And they were charging how much? Okay, let me give you a breakdown. What is milk in the United States? How much does a carton of milk cost in the States?
You think I do the shopping, partner?
Oh my God. The sexism of this man. I am in awe of the sexism of this man. Let's say a carton of milk is $5. I'm not sure it is. Let's say it's $5. If this middleman would send basically an invoice for the equivalent of $120 for one carton of milk, and then they would order 60 cartons, and then that's been going on for years. And nobody knows, nobody's complaining, and a bunch of the accounting people are like, why the fuck are we doing this? How about you just give me the money and I go down and I'll get the fucking carton myself from the store.
No, you sign overpriced contracts with 300 corporations that deliver it to you at the price higher than the carton of milk itself per day. Yeah. And
moving on.
Most definitely inside of the hospital itself gets a cut. And it's probably a Balkan or an Arab guy that owns the company that delivers the milk. So now you're sabotaging our people, motherfucker.
Germans, Germans, and the fucking the corruption of Germans. Jesus Christ! You do not know high level gold tier corruption until you get to white corruption.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's why I'm protecting our little gold pile, which we.
I will quote.
No, fuck any of these people. I don't give a shit what
I will yet again quote Supreme Leader Hugo. The Balkans and the Arab world are truly democratic because corruption and bribery is open to the poor, to the working class. It's not only the super PACs.
unironically accurate. Another question for Comrade Hakeem here from Dulmo. Hakeem, can you recommend any texts or thinkers who have done an analysis of communism from an Islamic perspective, focusing on any potential overlaps or contradictions between the two?
There's none that I can recommend right now. There's a Pakistani writer that wrote a book called Islamic Communism. That's kind of decent. But no...
Islamism.
Exactly right. None of the work that you're looking for has not been written. I have had a skeleton of writing this for a million years. But I work like a dog, day in and day out. You've heard this fucking sound
Yeah.
like
Free Hakeem.
Yeah, and then on top of all the others, I have not had a chance. I have not even. But that's something I inshallah will.
You'll get to it.
Yeah. So how about this? Support us on the fucking Patreon so that I can pull down the hours that I work here, so that I can, for once, get to criticizing in the evening, fishing in the morning, gooning in the afternoon, like Marx intended.
8 hours for what you will. Yeah.
The true communism, the rest of us live.
One for Hugo. My eyes are too... I'm getting too old for this. Here we go. One from Kaisari Sunny. How does Hugo feel about Bulgaria almost joining Yugoslavia after World War II? Half serious.
I'm also half serious. That would have been a very, very, very good thing in my modest opinion, because it would properly solidify the entire Balkan Peninsula under one particular socialist doctrine. We can agree and disagree on whether this particular socialist doctrine was necessary or unnecessary. I'm talking just simply from a demographic perspective. There was a very big issue not created by the Serbs, just an issue that was a de facto issue because the Serbian population was the largest, and therefore, in order to balance out the influence of different ethnicities inside of Yugoslavia, certain things needed to be done, such as partitioning particular territories, etc., in order for it to be relatively more adjusted towards every single ethnicity having a similar influence on the future of the country. This then extrapolated very intensely during the fall of Yugoslavia and its reactionary period, after Tito's death, but even more after 1989, which could have arguably, alt history is always cringe because we're basically making theories out of our ass. But in my opinion, if Bulgaria was a part of Yugoslavia, remember the Bulgarian population is very, very similar in size to the Serbian one. There could have been a much stronger axis of opposition against said reactionary, proto-bourgeois current in the entire peninsula, because the concentration of both power and wealth of the different communist parties that made up the Communist League in the different republics would not have been felt as much if it was pretty much watered down with another 7 to 8 million people in the east with Bulgaria as well. I think it could have basically built a much stronger axis of power against the dissolution of the country. One could argue that the downfall of socialism in Yugoslavia was relatively inevitable once the Soviet Union fell, and therefore there was no need for some like a buffer zone, or in general the League of Independence that Yugoslavia together with Cuba at some point led, but at least the federation, the internationalist-esque part of Yugoslavia could have potentially been preserved under some sort of, Slovenia light, Sotsdem bullshit, etc., which would have at least managed the spilling of blood to have hopefully been much less than the unfortunate events that had transpired back then. So yeah, TLDR, if you want to make an international project, the bigger the better, because it both waters down the reactionary sentiment, it makes it actually more international because of the melting of the different cultures, and because Bulgaria would have brought a strong stabilizing factor to the already during World War II and pre-World War II established reactionary tendencies amongst the Yugoslav peoples when it comes to the perception of the other. Bulgaria could have been, we're the neutral party, but not just based on vibes, but because it would actually have political power due to its large population and industrial base. So they would have been able to balance out the unhinged rhetoric coming from Serbian nationalists, Croatian nationalists, to a smaller extent, but still Bosniak nationalists and so on. So yeah, Bulgaria, part of Yugoslavia, would have been base as fuck. And even if Yugoslavia would have fallen apart, the fact that Bulgaria was a part of Yugoslavia would have been very cool, because there would have been even more of a cultural exchange, and therefore a greater cohesion between these peoples, which, in my opinion, are far more similar than they are different. That's it.
Beautiful.
Very well said. From Rindala, why do you think there aren't many leftist women content creators? I'd love to hear more from women on the show. Not blaming y'all, just curious. Love you all. Lots of this TBH responses there. I think it's a couple of things. One, probably depends where you draw the line on what constitutes leftist. I mean, if some people would include like ContraPoints in that, which we would not. But there are. Hugo, what on earth? Are you drinking from like a vase? Oh, it's a pitcher. Okay, I didn't see the spell.
You always react to this.
The gluttony of this man. His greed sickens me.
But seriously, there are a lot of good ones, like Mexi and Luna and Lady Izdahar come to mind. We've had at least 2 of those on the show. I don't think we've had Mexi on the show, but the others we have. But yeah, I think part of it is that like all the hate that people get for being on the left online is amplified simply by being a woman online. It's the attacks are nastier. They are more attached to your identity as a woman. People like, there are Twitch streamers who are women. People are like, oh, you just have all these viewers because you're a woman. It's like, I don't know. And whenever you add additional identities to something, it makes it easier for freaks to come on and pick on that one thing that they're really sensitive about or reactionary about or whatever. It's and being, you get death threats sometimes and some nasty stuff. Like I've had people, they've never gotten it exact, but they have gotten pretty close to my address. They've emailed me like my home address, and that's scary, especially so if you're a woman online, especially one who lives alone. So I think it's a combination of things, the identity thing, the risk thing. A lot of times it's just not worth it to engage in something like that as a woman, because you'll be made very uncomfortable and to feel very unwelcome, and that's something I think the left also needs to work on. But yeah.
No, 100%. Yeah. Everything you said. You already have like how do I put this? There's already too little dudes, cis white dudes from the West that create platforms, are privileged enough to develop them to a particular point where their voice is heard. The pool of people that have been able to develop a large enough platform to reach 12 other people coming from the mouths of cis white dudes from the West is already too small. A barrier to entry is absurd. So the barrier to entry for somebody who is not of that particular category just expands exponentially, which obviously leads to less and less of those particular voices being represented. Even though there is a small point that needs to be made, that because we're quote unquote progressives, as cringe as that sounds, if there's ever a space in which such voices could potentially develop a platform, it's this particular space. No matter how small it is, they can cut out their own part. So I really encourage just to try, because even openly state all the time. Don't feel bad about it at all. Openly state, I come from this, and this, and this will encourage people with similar experiences, or even more importantly, people that don't have those experiences to want to listen to you, because as fucking commies, right? We wanna hear about those particular material experiences because we wanna see the fucking perspective, intersectionalism, blah blah blah, all the fucking nerd terminology. So yeah, it's a barrier to entry is higher, as JT beautifully put, but on the other side of things, if you, to an extent, utilize it smart, that can also be a pathway for you to develop a platform. In organizing circles, it's different. There, to an extent, nobody gives a fuck. Like, you do your fucking shit, you do your fucking shit. God bless. Like, nobody gives a fuck. Yeah.
Next question. Let's see here what we got here. What's your opinion on Cuba and their politics currently?
Whoa, my gosh, limited by their materialist conditions. Whoa, can you believe they allowed market mechanisms? Yeah, what the fuck would you do after 60 years of fucking embargo? Yeah. What would you do? Wouldn't you try something? You tried fucking... I'm not going to get into it. Look,
it's the same as anything else. Critical support for all of the existing communist projects. They have to deal with their own peculiarities and particularities of what they're having to deal with. Cuba in particular has had a rough go of it, let's say, for the last 6 decades. So yeah,
they've accomplished tremendous things despite,
for sure,
and they continue to make strides.
Yeah, sending their doctors abroad during COVID with no expectation of any kind of COVID. Financial return.
And before and after their climate change goals and whatnot that they've reached, just along with China being basically the only countries on earth that managed to reach their climate change deadlines and guides and whatnot. Any shortcoming of the Cuban economic system, the political system is very mature and highly developed and revolutionary. Of course, there's shortcomings, everything, but specifically when it comes to economics, that's where we have our issues. All limitations on socialist economic development in Cuba, and as a result, any I guess you'd call it not errors or like attempts to make up for or attempts at adapting to the current situation, economic and global situation, that results in them not being as quote unquote socialist as we want. They're not abolishing the commodity form, fuck, right? All this. I know, but like all this nonsense. All this arises out of the American embargo against Cuba.
Yes.
Right? If the embargo did not exist and they were allowed to have free and open trade relations, and I don't mean in the market sense, I mean they were allowed to trade with any country they wanted without that country facing all sorts of sanctions or limitations. Businesses can come and try to, invest in state ownership or develop like infrastructure. Cuba can bring investment, invite investment for various reasons, or just at least the inputs for their own indigenous investment in their economy, so on and so forth. All this is limited by the embargo. So TLDR, it's the fault of the embargo. You cannot criticize the economic development in Cuba or the choices they make when they're straitjacketed by this shit. Right?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep.
Homie also says they're going to be in Cuba when this episode comes out. So have fun, enjoy,
have a blast. Have a blast.
All right,
you can listen to us there.
Hey, yeah, show us to everybody. Show us to the president. Maybe he'll come on the show.
No.
Let's see. This one, I feel like we've answered this before, but it's got a little bit of an addendum that I don't know if we've answered. Are materialism and religion contradictory, specifically for communist/Marxist-Leninists, not everyday people?
Wait. What was this question? What?
Are materialism and religion contradictory, specifically for communists/Marxist-Leninists, not everyday people? I think the answer is always going to be no here, regardless of whatever specific faction you fall into here.
Like the materialist approach, particularly with the Marxian spheres, is meant for social analysis.
Right.
There is this weird Soviet modification. Like, of course, it started with Lenin, but this is the Soviet modification subsequently, where no, everything has to be stapled with the most stringent materialist presumptions, which cannot, funnily enough, be philosophically built. You cannot bring a materialist understanding or reasoning that is philosophically sound that will allow you to understand that every logical conclusion of materialist analysis is the one that is
Hakeem, the understanding of self and your connection to the cosmos is exclusively materialist. The understanding of self and your relationship to art and expression, that is also exclusively materialist. Everything has to be 100% materialist. Not like the core crux of the fucking idea is us getting over the limitations of a class of a hierarchy, which limit us from pursuing greater ideas and greater levels of self-enlightenment. But no, let's shoot a guy for painting cubism instead of very cool-looking guy that work in mine.
Like the hyperfixation on materialism in all spheres of life and its hyper-application, almost taking it as a dogma, because that's what it is in the vast majority of particularly Soviet experience, is what led to like the denial of genetics and Lysenkoism and all this fucking shit. Of course, there are some things that were correct, but the vast majority of it was bullshit, right? And their reasoning for why they believed it was bullshit, but it was fundamental. That was the, like that's what allows somebody to deny fucking.
Yeah, really, all this boils down to is don't be cringe. Just like be a normal person.
Ironically, yes.
And then it's gonna be fine. Like that's genuinely, that's gonna be fine. Tesseract, as a communist, how do you keep the dread TM away when you know too much? Any good tips? Know when to chill, just know when to go and grill and clock out from the internet.
Exactly right.
Organize IRL is another one. Like all the time I've spent. If you added up all the time I've spent on Twitter, and I always justify it to myself, like I'm keeping abreast of the news. I know what's going on more.
It's kind of your job,
Yeah. It's a constant drip of information, versus organizing IRL, where the sphere is much, much smaller. But one of them is vastly more productive and better for make brain not sad.
And also social organization and stimulation and whatnot, go outside. Literally, the only reason to keep the dread is to go outside. Go spend some time with the people you love. Organize with people you... eventually, like, if the dread, do you mean like, the overwhelming pessimism of the, climate catastrophe and all this kind of stuff? I mean, nothing is too late. The capacity of human ingenuity and creativity is limitless. There are solutions to all these problems. These solutions are almost always distributive and based in incorrect application or resource allocation to different appropriate things that should be invested in scientific development or research or whatever the fuck, or in proper organizational methods. This is where the shortage is. There's no problem that is insurmountable. Right? And whatever happens, no matter how dark. Right, there's that stupid American saying, or it's
always darkest before the dawn.
Yeah, exactly right. It's that's how it is. Okay, you need to don't let pessimism take you, because pessimism is like the doorway to this pathetic German nihilism, which just leaves you fucking in a corner doing heroin and then killing yourself. Which that is fun, but it's not socially productive. And true happiness is not in doing heroin. All right, it's in loving, being loved. And applying whatever you can into making the world a better place. That can be from the organizational side of things to trying to pick up trash around your fucking community. We're not preaching individual responsibility here. These are social and epoch-making historical shifts. You play a tiny speck of sand in these waves that ebb and flow. My point being is that you play a role here, and as long as you know your position and you try to do your best and you actively engage, then you will be there. Right, you'll be good. Just go outside.
Also, not to be too much of a grilled-pilled guy, but real, it is what it is hours. Know what I'm saying? Like, it just if you get overwhelmed, just give it a try. Just it is what it is, and it might help. For me, it's just a funny expression. Like, you know what? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Everything happens so much, and you just take it in stride. Play some Magic: The Gathering. That sort of thing.
Look, the best and also the worst thing that happens is that you die, right?
Yeah, ain't nobody made it out alive yet, right? So
exactly. It's not, and then you have more interesting things to look forward to, right? You have a squat down with the prophets and be like, hey, so this Pharaoh guy.
What's his deal? Stupid.
No, they're gonna be like, he was a problem, but this Bezos.
He's an asshole.
we have a saying in my part of the world. There's a negative connotation to it, but there's also a positive. When you see someone that's doing well in life, but I'm not talking materially, but someone that's just fucking chill. You can see that they're content. You know what people tend to say? Ironically, he built his own communism. Like that's
that's
literally
cool.
the expression that they say. So now I'm not preaching like, oh, go into a commune and create your commune or whatever. But in your specific community, with your friends, with your loved ones, with people of the same worldview, or in a particular organization, doesn't matter in which one of those, preferably in a combination of all of those, you can create an environment that is very, very close to the one that we are hoping our species can one day achieve, and that is not escapism. That is exactly what should motivate you to want to give it to as many other people as possible. The second you have a community that you genuinely exist in, without fucking hierarchy, without, this guy, that guy is something, this one serves that one, blah, 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 but just complete social cohesion for the sake of the social cohesion, because that's what your human imperative drives you towards. It's going to give you even more motivation to want to give it to everyone else while enjoying it for yourself as well. It's a fucking win-win. It always goes back to community. It always, everything both of you said, it always, like, if we want to use a particular word, it always goes back to that. And I understand for some people that's a genuine struggle. But if there's one struggle to try and dedicate yourself to, getting something out of, with a bit of extra effort, that's the one, in my modest opinion. That's truly the one. Professional field, political field, or just fucking bros or sisters or whatever. It changes the whole fucking game.
100%.
Well, some kanafa at night in the brisk what's it called, brisk summer air, and just enjoy.
Usually not. It's not brisk in summer, my dude.
I mean, okay, well, I like
brisket.
I guess it depends on that's my northern hemisphere superiority speaking.
He's got these very specific, like, this is the kindest, most open-minded man on planet Earth. And I know that I've started this sentence like 1,000 in at least like 30 episodes when referring to JT, but like, he's actually a southern U.S. patriot. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, you don't put the fucking jeans on top of the fucking boot, you fucking sissy boy. Like, it's like, whoa, it's
whenever
beautiful.
Whenever he gets like irritated, whenever he like when he was editing and he gets angry that the edit's not going he wants, he starts talking about the South rising again and shit. It's the weirdest. Like,
whoa.
Yeah, I code shift. Yeah, I have become a reactionary Texan. Comrade Jonah, who asked the religion question, did expand a little bit, or he asked to follow up here. Also, love to hear JT's opinion because I think he's an atheist. Just to touch on that real quick. I'm not religious. I grew up in a religious household, went to a religious school, read the Bible cover to cover. I know my stuff. At one point, I had the entire book of Job memorized. So I know stuff. It's just never really clicked for me. But I would just caution anybody listening who does label themselves an atheist. It's much healthier to label yourself not as what you are opposed to, or as not label yourself what you are not. Just label yourself what you are. Like, you're a socialist, you're a communist, you're a football player, you're a golfer, you're a dude who likes cars. You don't need to say I am not this. That's why I'm not huge on the anti-capitalist labels. Like, what? Okay, you're not against that. What are you for? Do be for something. It's much healthier a mindset.
Damn, I love that. That was fucking gorgeous, bro.
What can I say? I'm trying to spare people the bitterness of going down like the angry atheist rabbit hole and stuff like that. It's nasty. Just stay away from that if you can. All right. Let's see what communist.
And just I gotta do a thing. Sorry, just one tiny thing.
Yeah.
Because people think that like atheism carries a sort of an enlightenment which is at the opposition of the propensity of religion to inspire reactionary thinking, quote unquote, word for word.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not.
No.
I give you the entirety of the Western right wing on the internet.
Yeah.
The entirety. So yeah, like it's you're not stepping further away from reactionary mentality by doing it, nor are you stepping towards it or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Just don't think that it is somehow saving you from the petty masses which believe in the Lord or whatever, etc., etc. It's not doing that. Hence, it's got as much, if not even more, chance of being manipulated by a relatively smart reactionary guy to push you in a particular direction, such as every non-material thought. But that doesn't undermine said non-material thought. It's just how it is, it's more prone to manipulation. I just find it very cringe that atheists think that, it's not prone to manipulation. It is as prone to manipulation
it's
as
the
my or as yours, as whatever fucking
It's the
belief.
same relationship you see with how liberals look at conservatives. They're very, funnily enough, holier than thou, in that they just think they're just so smug. They look down on conservatives as yokels and stuff, which, fine, whatever. You think what you like, but don't think that you are not also susceptible to the same kind of rhetoric, just from a different angle. That's all.
Yeah. I give you
Snow.
black capitalism, for example.
Exactly.
You can take everything and turn it reactionary. Don't think that your particular identity, whatever it is, cannot be turned reactionary. Every single one. You're thinking of one now. You're like, oh, Hugo, did this one can't? No, it can. It can. Give me any. It can be turned reactionary.
I mean, heck, take me for an example. Like I'm not religious. I thought that way. Like Hugo was saying, I thought, oh, I'm so enlightened. I'm so much smarter than these people. And guess what direction my channel started out as? It was a general infographic stuff, logical fallacy stuff like that, creeping towards like the anti-woke stuff before anti-woke was really a thing.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. That's often how it goes.
Anything you co-opt it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Snow asks, what communist leaders would you kiss? All of them, but I would start with Castro.
You took the words out of my fucking face. I was Castro or do you think Castro's beard is fuzzy or prickly?
It looks pretty wiry.
I'm
not gonna lie.
Think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I get fuzzy vibes. I bet it was smooth.
It may. Here you go.
Do your thing.
I bet it's like kissing Hugo. Honestly.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way,
Beautiful.
Genuinely, I don't think there's a greater pleasure. These people do not know than kissing this beautiful man, this hunking giant of a man, mashallah.
My breath is pretty nice, right? Like I take care of my.
All of you is nice. All of you is, and also, by the way, I love how every time this man showers, he comes out of the shower grunting. So he smells delicious, but also comes with the grunting.
I'm an old man, dude.
Comes out in his towel and he's just draped in hair, and he comes and he grabs us by the shoulders and just lifts us off the ground, gives us a little smooch, puts us down like a child, then wanders off singing. That's our boy.
I love it.
Slamfire386 asks, should reactionary criminals' organs be harvested to save others? They should be turned into a protein slurry and fed to their compatriots on store shelves labeled cruelty-free meat. There you go.
Reactionary protein.
This job shall be given to the revolutionary vegans, right? Like comrades, which of course, mashallah to vegans and so on. But like we create a special detachment, like the vegan death squads,
the paste boys.
like,
They all pass out.
Put them in the extruder.
Oh my god, I love it.
Blue Microwave Communist says, do you guys have plans for biopics on leaders from Iraq and the Balkans the way you did the All Presidents Are War Criminals series?
That's the eventual direction it'll go once we exhaust the near endless list of war criminals of American background.
Yeah, we just did South American ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
South and Central American. Like, dude, the way that the people from South and Central America come at me when I use the wrong fucking holy shit. Like I get 100 ads on Discord in that same second when I post the podcast episode. But no, of course we'll eventually, as Hakim said, we'll go the whole globe. Like nobody will be spared.
We'll do all of them. Yeah. Glasses. Do you have any limits?
No, Papa, no.
That was the question, yeah. Do you have any limits in terms of fan fiction being written about you three? I'm not going to do it, but I know someone will. no, go nuts. If it's particularly vile, please get it professionally bound and sign it and send it to us, and we will proudly display it in the backgrounds of our respective studios.
No lolly pedo shit, and you're good.
Yeah, please. Oh God, yeah, you'll be instantly banned. Instantly banned. Will you ever do an episode while on acid? No. No. Absolutely. I don't like drugs. They scare me a little bit. I don't like them.
The other day I was out with dudes like snorting MDMA acid combined, like MDMA and LSD, and I was just standing there and not like I'm obviously not a drugs guy either, but I'm standing there and I'm like, Jesus, what will they invent next?
Yeah.
So to an extent I'm like kind of excited not to try it myself, but just to be like, whoa, that sounds insane. Holy shit.
How zapped do you need to fucking be? At what point do you need, like, what else is left?
Yeah.
Some dudes just zap for the sake of zapping.
I know, but some part of the human experience needs to be left untouched. Right?
Well,
to an extent, that's why I don't do it. Like, unironically, I obviously do not care about my health.
Well,
that shit's all.
But the drug enthusiast would say that they are indeed exploring a part of the human experience that you have not experienced.
And
I respect that to my friends.
Failure. That's what you're experiencing.
There you go, doctor. It's okay. Like, whatever. Yeah, we're not doing an acid episode.
Life-threatening earth.
Or you will not know if we're doing an acid episode. Ha! I will dose my bows when they don't know, and then.
Oh God. Slamfire again. I've heard George R.R. Martin may have been a communist. Who are your favorite communist fiction writers? I don't know.
Have a single one. I don't care about the politics of my fiction writers unless they're super cringe.
Do you even read fiction?
Very, very rarely, and it is like, I mean, the only fiction that I've ever really liked, and it's the one that I always go back to, is Lovecraft. Lovecraft and Kafka.
Yeah. Lovecraft. He weren't no communist.
Yeah,
that's why he's like, I don't care about the politics.
Yeah.
What's next? You really enjoy Kanye West's music?
Exactly right.
Disturbed is your favorite metal band?
Exactly right. JT sometimes calls me the name of Lovecraft's cat.
I don't.
Because he knows I love the Lovecraft, so he's like, oh, it's niche knowledge.
He must love this name. All right, let's see.
I just bought. We entered the 21st century, and we were given a gift of that little, one of those like robots that vacuum your apartment. I know, especially JT's like, I have had that for the last 35 years, but we literally unpack it, and we're standing above it. We're looking at it. Is this problematic? Like with my fiance, and I'm like, why? And she's like, we have a clanker that's going to be cleaning up the whole place, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit that it's a fucking clanker robot ass piece of shit. Like, fuck him. I'm going to kick him whenever I want. He's going to work 24/7. But people might complain. About what? Dude, he's black. Like, he's completely painted black. So I want to say that my bigotry is 100% directed towards the non-sapience of this object that serves me with great fervor, not the color of his skin, okay?
I really
His color of his plastic. Indeed.
Truly enlightened. Robo astronaut
paint it white,
cat.
and I'll be right behind you. I'll be like, you should.
And ironically, somebody should do a survey of, on average, I'm 100% sure there's a correlation. The more melanin you have, your propensity towards buying a whiter robo cleaner, the less melanin you have, your higher propensity of buying a darker robo
vacuum
cleaner.
is actually a dark gray.
Okay. All right. You can conduct that study. Robo astronaut cat. Could you guys, that's a long one, could you guys ever do an episode on the history of ethnic minorities in your respective countries or regions and how they have contributed to the broader leftist cause, both in your regions and the rest of the world? Like, for example, Hakeem could talk about the Kurds or Assyrians, Yugopnik could talk about the Roma, and JT could talk about the struggle of black people in America and how many pro-black movements and leftist movements in the U.S. are intrinsically linked to each other. Yes, asterisk, it would also be good to have guests that would represent those minorities.
I like how JT JT, my playful racism has rubbed off on JT. He read Kurds and he laughed.
Yeah, I was like, I know. We talked about religion. Hakeem's going straight to hell. Hugo's going straight to hell. He's going to get beat up by Albanians. All the Kurds. You're going to get beat up by the Albanians.
But that's not really a. That's a.
Yeah. That's a meme. Don't worry.
I know.
Unlike you with the
No, that's not
the. That's why. Hey, it's not me. When he gets mad at the editing, he's like he needs to go and link something. Okay, these are horrible jokes. You can
I'm a good boy.
Albanians are no longer a minority when they have their own country, like FFS, man.
Yeah,
Kurds can't say that shit, you know?
No, good,
yeah, but yes, to answer your question, yes, that is a very important avenue to explore. We would love to get guests who represent each of those minority groups on the show. If you have any to recommend, please let us know.
Literally, please, please.
Yeah. Email or ping us here in the Discord.
Something I hate. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, like talk about this or that regarding Native Americans or American Indians, whatever their preferred.
They're American podcast build. They're American podcast build. Because all of these shows talk about shit they don't know. Okay, I'm gonna start
my
shit.
point being is natives in the United States. I've heard various things about what they personally prefer to be called, and Native Americans kind of an ad hoc term. Whatever. Mm-hmm. What I mean is natives. We would love to do a several part series with various guests, and there are certain guests that we've been recommended. Some of them we've contacted and we didn't get any answers from and whatnot. But if you know somebody who is interested, please let us know. We would absolutely love to do this. If, by the way, you're saying, oh, well, why don't you have a guest from this thing, from this place, or about this topic, find the person, please, and tell them, hey, we want to hire, or we probably know about a person, and for whatever reason, it just hasn't happened. But help us out a little bit. We'll definitely get them on.
Yeah, team effort. Okay, ball flow. Here we go. Who do y'all blame for the Sino-Soviet split? Was the reform and opening up necessary and or effective?
The Soviets were the ones who were absolutely wrong. The what's it called? Rapprochement, or whatever the fuck is the French word supposed to be.
I can't believe you said it.
Yeah. It was supposed to happen way sooner. Brezhnev tried, and the Chinese were a little bit cringe, but the Soviets were a lot more cringe, and the Chinese were more correct. So the fault is almost entirely on the Soviets there. That's number one. Number two, the reform opening clearly has fucking worked. What is the largest economy on Earth? What is the one that is everything positive that's happening on Earth right now is happening because of the Chinese. Yeah. That's and by the way, that doesn't mean that there's not a million issues. Doesn't mean that we don't have disagreements with the fucking system there. It doesn't mean that there's not a very primitive level of socialist development, right? It doesn't mean that there aren't conflicting forces within the Communist Party and many different class interests represented, including a capitalist strain there, which should be crushed, and so on and so forth. With all these fucking caveats, objectively it was the correct option. If the Soviets had done something similar, maybe they would have still been here. Right, and the reason that they had to do it is very specific, but we don't have time to get into it. But no, they would rather it be like a country at the development of North Korea in the early 90s, right, and also gone, right. They want to split into 17 fucking micro ethno states, so that they can fucking clap for Mao's phraseology in funk edits on YouTube instead of having an actual alternative.
But that is a vibe, though.
Yeah, that is true, absolutely.
Did you ever consider that? Kabap, we need a Volvo update, JT. It's doing great. I love it so much. However, it's too loud.
I have spent $180,000.
Still too loud.
I haven't done anything with it. I'm building the studio shed in the backyard. It's expensive to get the exhaust carved up and put a valved exhaust in there. But that is next on my list. I might do that as a Christmas gift to myself. Take it to get one of those little buttons you press that closes the valve and the exhaust so it quiets down when you pass the cops. That is my next thing with that. That's
crazy.
Yeah, also getting into 3D printing a little bit, so I'm going to be able to print all the little plastic pieces.
Fucking interests, Jesus Christ.
There's everything happens so much. I say it all the time. There's so much cool stuff, and there are these little plastic things on the Volvo, these little clips, trim retainer clips that you have to get from Volvo Parts or something, this company in Sweden. And it takes forever to get here, and they charge $20 in shipping for a 50-cent piece. So I'm just going to print a bunch of them so I don't have to deal with that anymore.
Of course.
Little things like that. But yeah, Volvo's doing great. It has not broken down in a while. So let's see. How do I delib my parents? Note
we have
from
2
Nate
episodes on it. We have 2 or 3 episodes on it, including talking to boomers.
They're real old, really far back though. So scroll way back and you'll.
Yeah. Is that episode 30 something? I think.
Yeah.
The first one.
something.
And
like
we
that.
did one also in episode 15, somewhere there, and then one also in the early hundreds. We have 3 episodes on this.
Yeah, scroll back. I apologize that it is impossible to find what our episodes are about because our titles are so unhinged.
Bangers.
But good luck.
Yeah.
Ask in the just ask somewhere in the Discord, and someone will know and find.
There are
it.
some true, what do you call it, librarians of the Deprogram
love it.
podcast.
Amazing work. Truly.
By the
amazing
way,
work.
at this point, we should give them like free Patreon. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah,
Like the
absolutely.
librarians, like they're treating it as a job. Like
I love
they're indirectly employed by the show. They're like, oh, episode 112 was truly brilliant on the particular issue. From minutes to minutes, like hour 1, minute 13.
When I was trying to find that fucking 5 heads of Marxism who busted the fattest nut.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was a collaborative effort of like 30 people. It took like 5 minutes. It was not a long time, but they did find it in the end. And Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, God help me, I would not have been able to do it without them.
No, hundreds of labor hours condensed into 5 minutes of frantic Discord searching. Well done, all involved.
Thank you so much.
Moxe, I don't know. What do you 3 do for exercise, and why is it not waging guerrilla warfare in Bolivia?
I like to
kind of
boil
expensive.
babies. That's where I get my protein.
Jesus
So
Christ.
well, I know it's the Peru, I know, but
Yeah.
I run away from the police. Unironically, something. Whatever. Mom, don't listen to this boy. Yeah.
Basically, just carry around a 3-year-old at this point. I hurt my dadgum back a couple years ago, and it's made it difficult for me to exercise without hurting myself. But before then, it was mostly just strength training stuff. I hate running. So swimming is fun. Bicycling, not like a cyclist. Because I am from Texas, I am contractually obligated to hate cyclists. But riding a bike is fun, like on trails and stuff. And then just weightlifting.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be super intense.
Weightlifting is the absolute best thing you can do. I will die on this hill. Weightlifting is the best thing that you can do. If you hate cardio, like any sensible human being, anybody with half a fucking cortex,
Holy shit.
anybody who's even gradually developed past the anal and oral stages of Freudian psychosocial development, right, knows that. Cardio fucking sucks balls.
Yeah,
so the way that you get around it is you do the staircase machine. Is it what you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yes, the stair climber or the stairmaster. Yeah,
exactly right. Yeah, that. Oh my god. First of all, there's some research to show that it doesn't help grow, but it does increase density of muscle fibers in your thighs, so it's pretty decent. But more important than this is it's a very good pulse raising activity. It's good for calorie burning generally without excessive load, so you're not gonna be super hungry and fucking tired afterward. It's good for what's it called? A lot of general training is when you do a repeated action long enough, you're training for just that action, right? It doesn't help you in many other things. When it comes to the stair machine, you go upstairs fucking every day, right? And it would be nice to go up 5 flights of stairs and not be winded, right? And that's one of the most beautiful things in life because everybody around you is fucking tired or at least out of breath, and you just go up and you feel like $1,000,000. It's such a you feel useful.
You feel superior.
Yeah, exactly right.
Fun fact about stairmasters: back when I lived in Texas several years ago, early in my channel, I went to this gym, and there was this guy who would come every 9/11. And he wearing an American flag like around his shoulders and do the stairmaster for the number of steps that were in the World Trade Center. It was,
oh my god, I love it.
I know, like 3 years in a
Does he
row I
jump
saw
at the
this
end
guy
of it?
do it. I don't. Oh my god! Yeah, we're over there throwing paper airplanes at him the whole time.
I think the next bit of merch we should do should be the World Trade Center, the 2 towers
Falling
on
man.
fire,
Oh my
or
God.
falling or something. We
I
need
have
to
the
do
3 of
something
us
like
falling.
that. Yeah. No, we need to be recording on top of it. We need to be in the planes. I think that's what we'll do.
We're podcasting from the cockpit, and you see the thing.
And you're holding the what's it called, the box cutter.
Oh my god!
We would give that Zionist dude on Ozempic like at least 50 hours of content if we did that.
Yeah.
So good.
Win-win.
More exposure. Yeah.
Stimulates the market economy. More American
why are we
tax
listening to this
money.
dumbass? Let's listen to people who know what they're talking about.
You go. You're gonna say something.
Stairmaster, yeah. Because I'm doing Stairmaster like at least once a week. Not too much. I go only twice a week. I'm fucking lazy
Nice.
as cunt, but I feel very healthy and everything. I lived throughout my entire life in buildings that do not have elevators because communists are horrible and they did not invent elevator until 1989. I'm kidding. But I always lived on the 5th floor or the 6th, on the 4th, etc., no elevators. So as a kid, when one should argue I was much, much healthier, I would go up the stairs and I would always get very winded. Ever since I started doing this fucking shit, I climb stairs like a motherfucker. In my old age, I feel like I get winded far less than I did when I was 15.
Yeah.
So it just fucking works. Like it
Do your
it fucking works. Yeah.
Always, yeah. Do your stretches before any strength training. Try to go 2-3 times a week if you can. More is better. Try to make sure your diet's on point. Do compound movements and some like controlled if you don't know what you're doing. And try to keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate. Don't look up some fucking trendy. Think about plane of movement for the muscle that you want to target, and lift weight in that direction while making sure that whichever joint joints you're manipulating are stable. It's as simple as that.
Agreed. Let's see here. Rise wife? JT, is there hope for Switzerland? Are you kidding me? They've got one cheese to their name. When's the last time they dropped a cheese? They've got Swiss cheese. That's it. No, there's no hope for these people. Fuck Switzerland. Moving on.
I was I told you guys this. This was my first. Do you know what my first exposure to Swiss cheese was? It was on Bleep It, of course. It was on a of all things.
Really? Oh, wow.
20 years ago.
A Swiss cheese on it? The fuck?
Yeah. Or not 20 years ago. Jesus
fucking
Christ, but yeah.
nation traders?
Yeah, exactly right. But that was very, very interesting. On a plastic plate.
Yeah. Delicious.
And
truly appetizing.
And a slice of ham and, what's it called? And some white bread. Very interesting.
Swiss nature is one of the unironically most beautiful on the planet, and I'm a relatively well-traveled person. So all of the people's retreats. Switzerland is just going to be all of the people's retreats. The whole country is just going to be retreats. Like just public everywhere retreats. Though ironic, like the Swiss are really good on public property. Like, but the Swiss political system is not complicated. It's fucking neoliberal capitalism, but with a twist. Like they have a lot of public property. They're like very stingent about it. But that would require a whole episode. Switzerland is ironically interesting. Like if they didn't wash money for trillionaires and fucking drug lords, it would actually be quite a cool country. But no, you gotta get the blood money.
Yeah. Alcoholic Finn, how much does Hugo like my spam? It's that one.
Yeah, I know. Right? Yeah. Alcoholic Finn is my nemesis on Discord. The previous episode I posted at like 8 or 9 a.m., which I never do. This motherfucker had posted the meme Hugo Verpost at 0001 minute
I love it.
of the previous day. Fucking cunt.
It's my favorite part of the discussions. We have a new episode discussion tab, which is, by the way, my favorite tab on the pod. I will sign this to my name.
Same,
it's my favorite fucking tab on our Discord server. And the shit that people say and the way that they react to the episode, it's always very fun, right? But my favorite part of it is people posting that stupid fucking meme. And my favorite part of it is
very funny.
Aside from it saying ignore for the Deprogram server on YouTube, my favorite part is JT's fucking chat box. All it says is, I need alcohol. It's all caps. I need alcohol, Hugo.
I'm not that bad.
It's the nichest fucking meme of all
Alcoholic
time.
Finn also says, also when more merchandise I need to consume. We're gonna get started brainstorming some new
3 months,
some hot new drip.
Basically.
So 3 months from now, roughly.
You'll have it. Like 3 months is gonna be on the shelves.
Very excited. It's gonna be bangers as always. Let's see. This is from Complete Control. Would fleeing the U.S. as someone who has seen past the facade be defeatist, especially as a non-white nationalized citizen whose parents rely on SNAP and Medicaid? Has the U.S. left failed to be a bulwark against fascism? I mean, if you can get out, sure, go for it. It depends. It's all entirely up to you. You've got exactly one life to live. You do it how you want. If you feel compelled to stay and fight and help, that Yeah, and you think you can make a difference? If there's a way you can get organized, sure, go for it.
Yeah. And you can always help a movement also from outside of the country if need be. But it depends on your... Sorry, I just want to throw that in. Go
you're
on,
right.
JT.
That's all. I never want to tell people you have to stay. You are obligated to stay and fight and for your country and all that stuff. Nah, whatever. If you can if your conditions require you to get out to protect yourself, your family, whatever, go for it. Yeah. You have my blessing at least. Just be aware that the United States, in order to not get taxed by the United States, you're going to have to renounce your citizenship, I believe. The U.S. and what's the other? Brunei, I think, are the only two countries on Earth that have a dual taxation scheme. So if you want to get out, you really got to get out and cut all the cords.
JT advocating for deportation live.
Yes. That's
Ice,
me.
but in reverse.
Yeah, please deport me. Yeah.
Pay for my flight. Pay for my flight.
Ithnan the Mage. It also would be interesting to hear a discussion about Taiwan. More specifically, how does the right to self-determination play into Taiwan-China relations?
Oh, we have several first thought fantastic things about this.
Yeah, check out the First Thought episodes on the World War III one, and then there's one specifically about Taiwan that goes into the history of it, which is quite interesting. 2 actual theory questions from Ithnan the Mage. Have there been any updates on Engels' book, Origin of the Family, Private Property, and the State? Like he made his conclusions based on anthropology of the time. Have there been any updates to his conclusions?
Haymarket Books has put out some I don't remember the title of it, but there is one, and by the way, a good chunk of what it was based on outdated sociology and anthropology at the time. So there's some things that are correct, but a lot of it is also not nonsense, but incorrect. Let's just say that much. But the principles applied and analysis applied is sound, and that's what should be carried on based on new information. It's just that he didn't have it because he was doing it without the fucking internet in the 1800s. So yeah, but Haymarket Books has some of it. The Chinese Academy of Sciences also has a few publications that are relevant. Yeah.
The Paltism, one of our Habibi tier patrons who has the privilege of speaking to us on a monthly basis.
Of course.
Join the highest tier now. What do you
G.
think is your favorite piece of media that has hidden revolutionary class consciousness messaging? Hidden.
Code Geass. The anime.
Which?
Unironically.
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you think is your favorite piece of media that has hidden revolutionary class consciousness messaging? Hidden is the tough part there.
There's a little known movie called Battleship Potemkin that is that has fairly subtle revolutionary iconography. No,
Bong Joon-ho's works are all good. It's not hidden, but it's like a little bit more subtle than some others.
There's a lot of
Then
good...
Superman killing Israelis. Yeah, the hidden is the tough part.
Yeah.
In the last movie, I don't know if you guys know, but it's like
I haven't watched it.
yeah,
but,
it's basically that.
Hidden.
What's it called? There's a lot of good Italian movies, 50s, 60s, 70s. What's it called? Italian comedies, they're called. Like, they're supposed to be tragic comedies in form and substance. They're fantastic. So many of them are great. But there's a common tendency of, like, class struggle being in the background.
Bicycle Thief, is that one of those?
Yeah, exactly
the
right. Bicycle Thief is one of them. For
Yeah.
Classic one, 1950 or 1952 or something. There's a couple of these that are fabulous. But that's why I would say there's actually there's a list online. It's made by the Italian Ministry of Culture for the 100 most influential Italian movies for them that shaped national consciousness from the 40s to the 70s. Just pick out like a handful. Pick out 12 and just over the next couple of months watch one every once in a while. There's not a single one of them that I've seen that I have not liked.
Yeah, I need to watch some more of those. I've still got some Criterion films that I picked up at the last sale that I still haven't watched. I'm like, I need to watch Andrei Rublev. I need to watch.
You need to sit with us. I mean, that's where the vibes are.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, we'll wrap this up with yet another Habibi tier patron, Biomaster, frequent visitor of the monthly chats. Yes, we do. After a small handful of years, 2 of you have gotten married. 1 of you has had 2 babies. You've met up not once but twice, and 1 of you became a Twitch streamer after quitting your day job. The Volvo has been finished. The smoking has been quit. The mythical cookbook even had a recipe leaked to the public. With all these milestones and many more under your collective belt, I must ask, have there been any regrets? And what will the future hold for the Deprogram boys?
Oh, that's
yeah.
This is such a cute question, yeah.
I agree. The last bit there was, would you ever consider letting in a fourth host? No. No, it's the boys. It's the three of us.
Just on the point, because there are a lot of people who sometimes, not a lot, but this is a question that every once in a while like pops up. The sheer logistical nightmare of arranging us three, or it's a miracle. Like, this is divinely ordained, alhamdulillah, that this is even possible, and that we've even been this consistent. Like, do you know how much the past couple of weeks, the way that we had to fucking arrange these things, right? It's a TLDR, no, it's not even a no out of like there's a dynamic between us that we want to keep and whatnot. That's of course a part of it, but also a bigger part is it's a physical impossibility of arranging it, right?
Just the different time zones and obligations and stuff. Yeah. But we have backups for each of us. If one of us gets assassinated, we will replace them with a very similar person.
Yes, exactly right.
But that is a very sweet question. Any regrets, boys?
On just the previous one, like, we are looking to, like, we started first thought, maybe if the Patreon allows, if the show's growth allows, etc., and we do more shows in the future under the Deprogram umbrella. From that perspective, getting other people involved in the other projects, absolutely, why not? Hell, that would be sick as fuck. Right?
Yeah.
The leftist Daily Wire or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
That'd be fun.
But inside of the Deprogram, like, the Deprogram is the Deprogram because it's the three of us. Yeah, it makes no sense.
Agreed. Only regret I can think of is that we're not able to hang out in person more often.
Yeah.
But that is is just, again, a logistical impossibility. It's very expensive to travel. Like, one of us at least is always going to be doing a long series of flights and all that stuff, just depending on where in the world we end up going. But
it's like the idea of just having us in an office, or not an office, like our own space where we go to and record each time.
HQ.
Like it's different vibes, right? And we notice it also always when we record together. I mean, we always have a great time when we're online, but when we're together, it's just a different energy and it's fabulous.
It's the best.
But it's sadly not that. I would say yes, that too. That is my major regret.
The last regret that I can think of. We got on the presidential debate parody too late. Slurp Bofa did not become a person until it was. We had missed so many potential debates that Slurp Bofa could have moderated.
Hey, no, now we're gonna have it. Now it's a regular thing. Slurp Bofa is a staple of the program.
Yeah, well, you'll see him again in 3 years or whatever it is.
We'll do it through other fun things.
Other elections.
And people listening, let us know how do you want to see Slurp Bofa perform?
Yeah.
What do you want to see him? What do you want to see him moderate? We'll have a great time with that.
Yeah, we'll drag him out.
Is there any other regret I have? That we didn't start this sooner, possibly, but that's like, just the vibes. This is not a regret. This is also a limitation of our logistics, but there's so many projects that we've had in the works.
So many, yeah.
That are, like, they're difficult to get off the ground because, like, all of us are so busy and we're, so, like, it is genuinely, like, I keep making this joke, honestly, about, like, support us on the Patreon, so that... so that I can like stop working as much. But really, that's the only way so much of this can change. Is if I were to stop my stuff.
There are 2 projects I can think of right off the top of my head that are hung up specifically because this man is saving lives.
And these are fantastic projects. I have notes written. But it's hard, like, just to kickstart this shit. And because it requires like sitting at hours and fucking continuously day after day. So that's also another one of these things. There's good projects that we'd love to get off the ground that we're just having on the chance to.
Which we will get to. Is the nice part. Like, we just need to keep in mind that this is, to use the cheesy phrase, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You got so many more years of Deprogram and Deprogram adjacent stuff coming down the pike. I tell you what, you just hang in there. You're gonna see some fun stuff. We got some fun projects coming your way.
Exactly right.
Well, I think we'll have to leave it there. We're over the 90-minute mark already. It's crazy. I'm scrolling. You people, so many questions.
I love it.
Which is great. Got to be faster on the trigger next time, partner. And those of you at the end, just not fast enough. But we will do this again fairly soon. We don't like to bog you guys down with too many of these. But if you like them, if you want to see more of them, let us know. Sound off in the Discord. We are always there. We are always listening to your suggestions, and we genuinely love hearing these questions because they are so much fun. But that's all for us for today. We hope you enjoyed the show. As always, if you're not a patron, please do consider becoming a patron and supporting us monetarily with your hard-earned cash and free Hakeem from his bondage. Not all of
And
it.
get healthcare
He's
from
into some
Hakeem.
of it, but not the... Yeah. That is all for today. This has been the Deprogram. I'm JT.
I'm Hakeem.
And I'm Slurbofa.
Hey, that's my guy. Give him back.